For the hailstones, it is crucial to harvest migrating salmon to survive the coming winter. They will spend several days net fishing. They survived the coldest place on Earth, but they couldn't survive what came next. One star's own family stopped speaking to them because of a scandalous relationship. Another faced serious accusations about animal cruelty that made headlines. A fan favorite disappeared for months without telling anyone why. Behind the scenes there were crashes, court battles, and cover-ups that the network tried to hide. What really happened to these survival legends will shock you to your core. Sue Aikens. Sue Aikens became famous for surviving the harshest parts of Alaska. But what happened after the cameras stopped rolling was even harder to survive. On February 19, 2015, during a normal filming day, producers pushed her into doing a risky snowmobile ride. She lost control, crashed, and was thrown across the frozen ground. She was alone, far from help, with broken bones and serious injuries. Her collarbone shattered, her spine was damaged, her ribs cracked. She ended up with permanent nerve damage that caused pain for months. Doctors had to use 14 screws, 2 titanium plates, and wire to hold her body together. That metal is still inside her. She later said that the crew delayed helping her because they wanted more dramatic footage. She was hurt and felt betrayed. She sued the BBC and won. The exact details of the settlement were never made public, but the whole experience changed the way people saw the show and changed Sue forever. The crash didn't just affect her body. It left deep emotional scars. For years after, she struggled with PTSD, panic, and long nights with no sleep. In interviews, she talked about needing medication and feeling isolated at her camp in Kavik. In 2021, she quietly disappeared from Alaska for nearly 6 months. She went to Washington State for a major surgery and didn't tell the public. She didn't want anyone to see her at her weakest. In 2023, she admitted privately, "I don't want people to see me weaken. I'm not invincible, but I've never made a habit of warning when I'm down." After 23 seasons, the show finally ended in late 2024. Sue was 61. She said goodbye to the cameras but not to the wilderness. She still runs her Kavik River camp and charges $350 a night to stay there. Now, she's planning something new. She bought a piece of land without seeing it first. Her dream is to keep living wild, but with less pain and pressure. She's not alone. Her partner, Michael Heinrich, is by her side. Together they are starting over nearly 200 m north of the Arctic Circle. Chip Hailstone. Chip Hailstone's story isn't just about living off the land. It's about what happens when survival meets courtroom chaos. Most people knew him as the rugged face of life below zero, where he showed how to hunt, fish, and live with nature in one of the coldest places on Earth. But in 2017, everything changed. That year, Chip, whose real name is Edward Phi Hailstone, was sent to prison. The reason wasn't anything people expected. It wasn't about hunting violations or anything related to survival. It was about what he said in court. Back in 2011, Chip claimed that an Alaska state trooper had assaulted his 17-year-old daughter and pointed a gun at his family. He took that story to court. He also filed for a restraining order. But after investigating, the state decided Chip wasn't telling the truth. They said he gave false information and tried to put blame on someone else. In 2017, that decision caught up with him. Chip was found guilty on 2 counts of perjury and 2 counts of giving false information. The result was a 15-month prison sentence and 3 years of probation. He served that time at Anchorage Correctional Complex. The impact on his family was huge. While Chip was away, he missed an entire hunting season. His wife Agnes and their 7 kids had to survive without him. That's no small thing in Alaska. Temperatures drop, food must be hunted, and every day is a fight to stay warm, fed and safe. Court documents later showed that Chip's behavior during the legal process was difficult. His own lawyer said he was one of the hardest clients he had ever worked with. Chip didn't want to follow advice. He stuck to his own story, even when everyone else told him to stop. After being convicted, he still wouldn't give up. He filed appeals. He asked the court for post-conviction relief. Every request was denied. In 2018, Chip finally came home to Norvik. His return wasn't quiet, it was emotional. Cameras rolled as he reunited with Agnes and the children. He called it a lost year. That time away wasn't just about missing hunts. He missed birthdays, milestones, and memories that no one could give back. Fans of the show noticed. Some even started petitions asking for a presidential pardon, saying his punishment was unfair. But nothing changed the outcome. Still, something else happened. His family became stronger. Agnes in particular became the pillar. She taught her daughters how to keep going, how to fish and trap, how to survive even when life falls apart. By 2025, the family was still in Norvik, still living the same hard, beautiful life. But something had shifted. In late 2024, Chip hinted that life below zero might not come back. After 23 seasons, the show that made him a household name might be ending. He didn't say it with bitterness, just honesty. It was time. That chapter had brought fame, drama, and plenty of pain. His story, especially the time he spent behind bars, had become one of the show's most unforgettable parts. The hailstones kept going. They didn't run from their past. They lived through it. And that might be the most powerful thing about their story. Andy Bassick spent over 10 years showing the world how to survive in the Alaskan wild on life below zero. But what happened after the cameras stopped rolling is even more intense. His story took a painful turn in 2018. One day, while trying to free a